Hello and welcome to Teacher Needs Drink Podcast. I am Elvis, your host, and I'm here to let you know that this is a not safe for work podcast. We are teachers at the end of the week and really the end of our ropes, and we'd like to talk openly and honestly about our jobs, without fear of losing them. So we're going to be using pseudonyms throughout the podcast, hence the Elvis. I'd give big shout out to all of our patron donors who are out there, so let me get started. Lauren S., Kristen B., Megan R., Hoovian, Ashley M., Jason F., Amber H., JJ O., Brian S., Jeff S., Shelley K., Abby B., Ann T., Sarah B., Regina B., Anna L., Josie S., Sam B., India G., Lucy P., Mary E., Jamie B., Hope H., Aaron D., Kristen W., Vanessa J., Kate C., Mary C., Haley M., Rylan L., Catherine S., Perla C., Kelsey W., RJ R., Cara T., Kristen C., Johanna H., Tony and Christina K., Irma A., Rebecca J., Melissa M., Casey B., and Sarah N. If you're looking for more Teacher Needs Drink podcasts, more back episodes, lost episodes, stuff that you just can't get and just want more Teacher Needs Drink content, go sign up for our Patreon. There's lots and lots of exclusive episodes, interviews with the hosts, and you get to do cool things with our hosts. We did a watch party last weekend for the movie Bad Teacher, where all of us were there, and there was a lot of our patrons there as well, and that was a blast. And then we also got to do lots of exclusives. There's just lots of stuff. Sign up for our Patreon. You won't regret it. It's really cheap, and it's only $5 a month. You will love it. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Lud Lamb Dramatics. If you are a theater teacher or no one in your building, or you're one of those teachers that's been talked into doing a play even though you've never done it before, go to the website ludlambdramatics.com. They have so much theater stuff to help out teachers because really there's jack shit in the theater store or the teacher store when it comes to theater stuff. So you go to this website and they have all kinds of resources for the teachers. You need to check it out, ludlambdramatics.com. Last thing I want to do is I want to plug our Step Bet. We have a second Step Bet coming out. It's really cool. Download the Step Bet app. Use the code, all caps, TEACHER2. That's the number 2. And you get to join up for our exclusive Teacher Needs a Drink Step Bet. You don't need to be a patron to do it. You just get to be awesome. It helps motivate you. We had 75 teachers do it, and we all had a blast. Actually, it was kind of tricky. You got to push yourself, but it's worth it. And you earn a little bit of money for doing it. So check out Step Bet and use the code TEACHER and the number 2 to sign up for our Step Bet. All right, my friends, this is episode 80. Let's do it. Join in. Enjoy, my friends.
I didn't want you all to hear me like slurping my bubbly.
Oof. God, bending over does not have, it's a lot less fun than it used to be. Oh, God, everything hurts. Hey,
welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I am Elvis, your host, and with me today I have Miss Sparkles.
Hey, y'all.
And also joining us today we have Miss Bunny O'Hare.
Hey, Elvis. Hey, everybody.
And also Count Chocolate. Woo-hoo! And last but not least, Miss Shirley Temper.
Do you guys know where the crapper is? I have to do a very mysterious thing in there. Drop off some timber.
Ew. What is that from?
It's from House Bunny.
House Bunny.
I never saw that one.
It's good.
All right, folks. Well, we are in the doldrums of spring. We are so close to the end. And what I was thinking about today when I was coming home is just how different the world is from 1 year ago. And how this time last year, we were all kind of taking shelter and trying to figure out if we had toilet paper and ordering puzzles and drinking a lot and all of that. It's been weird. And I'm really excited for the world to go back to normal. And I know Texas is kind of forcing normal down people's throat, whether they're ready or not for it. But I kind of appreciate it. I know it's not good and COVID numbers are up. But I kind of like this. I don't know. It makes me feel like there really is light at the end of the tunnel, along with the huge amount of vaccinations that are going along. But that's just me. How are you guys doing right now? Shirley, what's up with you?
I did jack shit today, and it was great. I know that's going to catch up with me at some point, but I just did not give a shit today. And I was kind of pondering what's going on. And then I looked at my desk calendar. We only have 5 Mondays left in the school year. And I think it just hit me that I really don't give a shit for the rest of the school year. This whole year's just been about surviving. Well, this year's been about surviving, and there is light at the end of this tunnel. And so I I didn't do shit today, and I want to encourage everyone to not do shit sometimes. It's really invigorating.
I have a hard time not doing shit because I feel really guilty. I think I've seen comics of like someone going, man, I work too much, I need to relax more. And someone relaxing going, man, I got to work right now. I can't believe I'm wasting all this time. That's me. Like I worked all day and I laid down in bed just for like 30 minutes, just kind of staring at my phone, diddling everything. And then I was, I have shit I should be doing. No, I'm resting. Resting's allowed. You're allowed to rest. It is just fine. But yeah. Ms. Sparkles, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm very blessed because I have really great admin. And today they were helping me figure out ways to make money over the summer.
Which you could work at McDonald's.
Well, like ways I can do it and like be teaching, but not all day and in a more fun manner. Anyway, but I'm good. I'm ready for school to be over. I'm actually really excited because for those of you not in Texas, we have to teach a certain number of minutes every year. So it's not days, it's a certain number of minutes. And so if you bank up extra minutes, you can end school a full week earlier than you planned, which is what we're doing. Ever since the superintendent was like, yeah, school gets out a week earlier than y'all thought, I've been like, let's go, ready to be done. We're in. Woo!
I am excited about that. I saw that, and I think my son's birthday is in May, and it's been a long time since he hasn't been in school during his birthday. Well, it wasn't last year. And so we got the notice of that, how they bumped it up a few days because of all the banked minutes. And I was like, yes, this is beautiful. I'm very excited. Bunny, what about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I had a lovely moment of feeling normal again, but also kind of pondering like how much has changed in a year because over the weekend, Mr. O'Hara and I got to go have dinner with two other couples. All of us are vaccinated except one person who's pregnant. We're at these people's house and we were able to hang out with each other and we didn't have masks on. And we were able to just like be live in each other's presence again instead of over Zoom. And at one point we realized that at this time last year, one of the other people that was there, she's a nurse, and at this time last year, she was working in a COVID unit in New York City.
Jeez.
Like on contract. And now we were sitting at her house, 5 out of the 6 of us fully vaccinated, like in a year.
I'm glad it's happened. And I'm so excited. I got to see one of my best friends who I'd barely seen over the last year. Like I'd seen him, but it was literally me like on his front porch waving while he talked from inside because him and his wife are very, very, they were very cautious and they take everything very seriously. But now they're both vaccinated and I'm vaccinated. He came over and we put in like a work shift of hanging out. Like we were together for like 9 hours. It was amazing. I haven't seen this guy or hung out with him forever. And it was just so nice and refreshing and normal because it was like he and I eating and hanging out and having drinks and playing games and stuff. But I don't know. I really miss that. I don't have people over very often. And so, It was
beautifully, refreshingly normal.
Yes.
And it was just the kind of fuel that I needed socially, emotionally to get through the last 28 days of school, but who's counting?
I like that phrase, beautifully normal. Oh, I wish we could have some of those beautifully normal days.
I was asking when everyone's last day is.
May 21st. May 21st. May 21st.
Ooh, like May. Yeah, we're later than that. Like May, I think the kids' last day is like the 27th, but graduation's not till, I think we have prom on the 2nd, then graduation on the 3rd of June. So we're...
Oh, are you guys getting to have prom?
We're having a prom.
Having an outdoor prom, I think, like at
Us
our
too.
football stadium.
Ours is going to be downtown because, I'm in a small town. And so we have a little cute, like, Main Street downtown area, and they're going to do that next weekend, I believe, or like the first or second weekend of May. But our last day is the 28th.
Same here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
21st. Ow, ow.
Yeah. I was
Sparkles
excited.
On 21st.
It was originally the 27th, but I think Snowvid set us back. And I'm very disappointed because the 27th is the best day of the year.
It's Shirley's birthday.
It's my birthday.
That's what
So I was hoping that we would be done on my birthday, but no.
Well, because we moved the end of school graduation is May 29th, which is fine with me. Like, that's okay. I'm going to be off all the days before that. So I'm going to show up to graduation with a nice tan.
But Count, how are you doing, man?
Count's doing great. I actually had one of those moments where I got to sit outside with friends who are not masked. And we've done this a lot, but with this particular group, our favorite establishments have shut down due to COVID.
Yeah.
And they tried really hard to like promote as much as they could, but it just didn't happen. But we all gathered together, and the goal was to stream a movie outside and watch it, and it didn't work. So we sat outside, but the friend who hosted, let's call him Jay. Jay, he's had to quarantine, I think 5 different times because his wife works in an ER. She's an ER nurse, and and they were like the first ones to get vaccinated, and this dude's been so excited about it. But they've been extremely careful simply because, on any given day, it's like she goes to work and she could have been exposed to it. I think she was working like 60, 65 hours a week at the peak at all this. But it was good. We sat outside for 5 hours, and it was, kind of chilly out, but sweats and a hoodie is what I can roll in. And we drank a lot of beer. It was just fun. We had a gift exchange at like Christmas where we like dropped off bags and everyone like walked from their car, picked up a bag and said bye. And then that was it. But yeah, it had been it's been probably 13, 14 months. So that was good. But other than that, everything else is going pretty good.
Yay, that means we're lining up for a good summer. If we could just have a smooth rollout. I think we all need to get like advent calendars for the last day of school to make it extra special. Like get some chocolate or something each day. Like there's only 10 days left. There's only 9 days left. I think that's what we need.
All right, my babies. This is from KW, from Patreon, from Teacher Needs a Drink. You should all be Patreon people. Okay, here it goes. I have to vent this BS week that involves my husband, also a teacher, and several other teacher friends. Friend number 1 at my husband's school is non-renewed because her SPED paperwork has been behind schedule. Not like she hasn't been quarantined and COVID positive several times this year. Ugh. Husband is told today that he's no longer needed as a football coach because he lacks school spirit and dedication, and he's too intimidating.
Ugh.
What? Friend number 2 is currently in administrative leave, because someone found her OnlyFans. This is not confirmed, but she has lawyered up, and there's no decency clause or morality clause in her contract.
Oh, boy.
Teacher in my building is being non-renewed because he's not a good fit. Translation, low test scores. Science teachers at my school are refusing to wear masks, all while maintaining the vaccine is not safe. Thanks, Johnson & Johnson. My school is going to test come hell or high water. So there goes my last month of instruction. I'm so done with this year.
Oh, KW.
Damn.
The end is in sight. The end is in sight. So
I have one
so sorry.
question.
Go for it.
How are you too intimidating to be a football coach?
Man. I was wondering about that.
Isn't that the whole point of being a football coach, is to intimidate the youngins so that they win?
Yep. And sometimes that's what gets through the hard-headed kids. Yeah. You could be intimidating.
Like when I tell my football players that I'm going to email coach, I want them to cry.
Yeah.
Because I want them to be afraid.
Mm-hmm. I will say, as somebody who is also married to a teacher, it can be really challenging when you're getting that kind of stress from different campuses, but, similar educational situations. You do not want to screw around with your SPED paperwork.
No.
It's not defensible, guys. I'm super sorry. It sucks. It's really challenging, but that's one of the very few ways that you can lose your certification. You can't mess with it. The other stuff, sure. It sucks, but you gotta do your SPED work. You just have to.
I agree. There's not much way around it. But do you think teachers should be fired or on administrative leave if they find an OnlyFans?
Depends on the contract.
Depends on the content.
Mm-hmm.
Morality and decency clauses that have nothing to do with your interactions with students are bullshit. And we need to get rid of those because, somebody seeing you at the bar with a beer in your hand if it goes against their morals, you've technically broken the morality clause in your contract. And if you have an admin who's out for you enough, then they'll use something that's completely legal against you. And as long as what you're doing is legal and does not involve anyone underage, I don't necessarily see the problem.
I agree with you.
I agree. I don't know. It's some parts are a hard line because I know from teaching in schools, I know many teachers who had like a side job at like Hooters or something like that, and several that like they worked at strip clubs. I didn't see anything wrong with it. Both of their things were far enough away from the campus. They weren't wearing like school uniform while they're there or school shirts. But I don't know. I think people are just naturally prejudiced against sex work. But the thing is, most kids aren't going to find their OnlyFans. I mean, I believe there are ways of keeping that secure. I mean, unless she's advertising it on like her Instagram or her social media that she's friends with in school. If that's okay, she needs to cover her ass. But I don't know. I think there's ways of doing this that won't get you fired. But I agree. If there's no clause in your contract, what are they going to do? Of course, what do you think excuse they can come up with to fire her anyway?
It sounds like a dad found it and
a mom probably got
assaulted.
Exactly. Yeah.
Someone just didn't enjoy the content. It wasn't their right genre.
Wasn't feet pictures.
Right, you gotta see the feet pictures because nobody can identify you that way.
I'm still waiting on our Teacher Needs a Drink OnlyFans feet picture page.
I haven't been able to get to see my pedicurist yet. You'll have to wait a little bit longer.
I have too many identifying tattoos near my feet, so I'm going to have to bow out of that one.
Yeah.
All right. This is from the user Throw the Fuck Away from our Reddit. Extroverted around students, but super introverted shy with adults. First year sped, DHH, teacher here, teaching high school. My question here is, do any of you have no problem being open and funny and witty with your kids? And then the second you have to talk to any other adult, you're much more shy and insecure. In general, I am a fairly shy and insecure person. Even with friends, it takes me a while to open up. But for some reason, I'm not worried about my kids thinking I'm a freak. I already accept that they do, and I roll with it.
Yeah. There's a beauty to acting a fool around kids because I don't care what they think. Ms. Bunny, how much do you identify with this? Do you?
700%. Same thing. I have no problem being a complete dumbass around my students. But I don't want to talk in faculty meetings. I don't want to be in charge of other adults. I don't want to I'll sit at the back with my two work wives and make smart ass remarks, but I don't want people to look at me or pay attention to me, or I don't want to have attention in any way when it comes to other adults. Don't look at me.
Same. Oh my God, same.
But yeah, about 600% that identifies.
Miss Sparkles?
I feel her because I teach theater, so I expect everybody to think I'm weird. But I can be really shy around other adults. And I don't know why, because I think everybody's kind of weird. So what's the point in being shy? But I don't know. I have a hard time connecting with grownups unless we have some sort of mutual acquaintance. That makes it a lot easier for me. And teaching in high school makes it so hard because there are so many teachers. And inevitably, you don't know everyone. And so you're always going to be feeling little awkward in faculty meetings.
Are you worried about bad teacher Cameron Diaz rolling her eyes at you in the back of the room? Is that sitting there?
Sometimes. Yeah, actually I am. And I agree with Bunny. I don't want to get up in the faculty meeting and talk. And people always try to make me talk because they're like, you're a theater teacher. Of course you want to talk in front of everyone. No, fuck you. I don't. I want to sit in the back, and I don't want to get up in front of everybody.
There was a thing going around on Facebook recently that kind of goes along with this that I also strongly identified with about the thing on, I guess, on TikTok or wherever about Gen Z making fun of millennials for our skinny jeans and our side parts. Mm-hmm. And the comment back to it was, Middle schoolers didn't think I was cool when I was in middle school. Why would they think I'm cool now?
When it comes to a faculty meeting, like especially when I was in the classroom, if I've been teaching and engaging with kids all day long, I don't want to say a word. And just because you know I'm outgoing does not mean you should call me out or let me be the, at the point in the meeting where hey, turn to the 4 people in your group and discuss it and choose one person to share out. No, don't ask me to do that because I'm going to have an attitude when I do it. I can, I just don't want to. Like, no, I don't feel like being that loud. And no, I don't want any more attention on me than I already need.
I'm off duty. Leave me alone. I don't know. It's all an act at school with the kids. And, especially if I'm like really extroverted when I meet strangers or something like that, especially if it's like at a conference or something like that. It's usually because A, I've had a few drinks, or B, it's still an act and I'm on the clock. But normal me is not generally that outgoing where I'm just going to start talking and dancing with strangers or, doing all the crazy stuff. I totally can flip that switch and do it, but I don't always want to. I'm an adult. I run out of words. And sometimes I want to be left the fuck alone. Like during a school meeting that I don't want to be at. So, yeah.
So we have one here from the Reddit's username. I'm probably going to butcher this. Zvezdna. A plea from a school cleaner. I clean 20 to 30 classrooms, and I'm only given 4 hours to do so. If a room isn't clean, maybe consider the state you left it in. Wipe down a whiteboard or 2, check the coffee machine and see if there's anything you can throw in the bin. Encourage kids to leave with you. We work so hard, you guys. We work hard so you guys have a space to teach, and 90% of the time you'll only know who we are if you want to complain. I get being a teacher is hard, and the pay is shit, and the kids are assholes, but maybe spare a thought or 2 once or twice for those on less than minimum wage having to scrape banana gunk from your desk because it's fine. The cleaner will get it.
I'm a strong advocate of having the kids clean up the room before they leave. Pick up those papers, throw it away.
100%.
Yeah. I've always also believed that the most helpful thing you can do whenever you start in a new school is befriend the secretary and befriend the cleaning people. Because that way you can get what you need without having to go to admin 95% of the time, as long as you're not an asshole and just nice and you'll learn people's names. It goes a really long way if you say you need something cleaned up or you need a broom or you need access to this closet and they're right there because they have a master key. Or the secretary who just won't narc you out when you come in late or have to sneak out to go get some food.
Oh, absolutely. You have to take care of your business. You're just a jerk. You're just a jerk if you leave your crap everywhere and you don't pre-bus your tables like a decent human. Ugh. Makes me mad.
That attitude of it's okay, the cleaner will get it. The same kind of attitude from people who feel like it's okay to be shitty to waiters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so true.
No, you can tell a lot of whose kitty is being trapped.
Mine is.
It's cute. We can keep it on there. I think it's fine. Don't do anything. Miss Sparkles?
Yeah. Don't abuse your janitorial staff, y'all. Like what the fuck? Their job is already hard because they come in after the whirlwind of the day and have to deal with whatever shit that got left behind. You know what I mean?
Literally in the bathrooms too.
Yeah. The bathrooms and kids are smelly. And so even if the bathroom, even if nothing gross is in the bathroom, it still stinks because you've had smelly children in there all day. They just they take care of so many things that people don't even realize. And it's like you said, be nice to them. When I taught middle school, I would do a big project and we would get recycled. We would do a trash fashion show and the kids would make outfits and we used a lot of paint and we needed paper towels. And I don't know how many rolls of paper towels the janitorial staff at my school just handed to me because I was like, oh my gosh, I need paper towels. And we just ran out. And they were like, oh, here's a whole big ass roll of paper towels for you. Why? Because I was nice. And I made the kids clean up after themselves before we left for the day. So that all they had to do when they came in was clean, sweep the floor, right? The kids cleaned the tables. We stacked the chairs. And then the custodian could just come in, sweep the floors, and get out and do the other stuff they had to take care of. Your room is not the only room. So don't be an asshole.
Exactly.
Anytime we do anything where we have to cut things out, where there is going to be paper and stuff on the floor, I have a broom and a dustpan in my classroom and I do a pre-sweep. I make the students do it, of course, but we go through and we, anytime that my classroom is being used for anything and there's going to be, extra trash, I'll pull the trash and tie it and put it in the hall just to, just help.
Yeah. I think it's good classroom management skills to, work in cleanup time as part of your plan for the day. If you're doing something messy, maybe schedule 5 minutes to wrap up early so kids can clean up all that shit everywhere. Yep.
Yes.
Hey guys, guess what?
What?
Yeah.
We have a
What?
Patreon.
Liar.
That
Filthy liar.
is right. For as little as $5 a month, you can get access to bonus episodes, extra content, all kinds of more Teacher Needs a Drink stuff than you can ever believe. We have all kinds of stuff that you can only hear on the Patreon. There's lots of bonus episodes, interviews. We also have lots of events. We just wrapped up our Bad Teacher Watch Party, and then they get a full episode where it's just us discussing the movie Bad Teacher. It's going to be released later this week. You get to be the first to hear about our step bet. We've got a new one coming up next week. There are all kinds of opportunities to interact with the host, so you guys should do it now. Sign up. Yes, woo, do it. Yay!
Yeah, do it.
This person is a stranger, by the way, who we're referring to. This person does not remember anything about the past 10 years. Though the experiment lasted only a few hours, it has completely erased the previous decade from their memory. It is as if their brain had been reset to the age of 23. You have been asked to help this person acclimate to contemporary society. You are given a folder that includes information about the world at large, current events they have missed, new technologies, etc., along with lots of practical data on their life. After scanning the information, you realize something troubling about this person. 5 years ago, they were abducted from their home in the middle of the night, tortured and assaulted, and forced to kill their captor in order to escape. This event was so disturbing that they spent the following 12 months in a psychiatric ward. You are given no instructions about what to tell the person you are volunteering to help. The decision is yours, and your judgment is trusted. Do you tell this person about the traumatic episode they experienced? Bum, bum, bum.
Why would anybody tell that person? If they have forgotten, why would you be like, hey, you know what's so cool? 5 years ago? Like, why? Why would you do that?
Because what if somebody else tells them and they're not prepared?
I also wonder, what if it's a crucial part of your personality? Because I imagine someone, especially if you have to spend a year in a psychiatric ward, it probably affects a lot of their choices and actions and how they behave as a person. And while maybe it'd be nice, I don't know. I mean, were they
That might
assholes?
be the case. That might be the case, but I'm not going to be the one to tell them.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out how trauma responses and PTSD would square with amnesia, like how much effect that would still have and everything. Either way, I am talking to somebody with more education and knowledge about this before I do anything. Like, do I tell them? Do I not tell them? I am consulting somebody above my pay grade because that can really F up somebody's mental health if it's handled poorly.
And on that note, would you just tell them, like, yeah, they never finished Game of Thrones. It ended at season 6. So just, you can watch it as much as you want. Don't worry about that. I mean, there's a lot of crap you could cut out just to maybe make their life a little bit better. Like, yeah, I remember Game of Thrones. I don't feel stupid for buying this crap.
I don't think I want to have them relive or just. I'm not a fan of throwing trauma on people.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the one. I'm not going to be the one.
But I guess on the other side, if they do hear it, maybe it's something you want to hear from me. But I don't know if that's really the time or the place. No, hell no. No, I ain't doing it. No, I don't. Nope. I won't do it. I will not do it.
I feel like you have to tell them, because what happens if they're like bopping around, at home, and like their sister calls and says something about that time they were in the psychiatric facility for a year, and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, Miss Sparkles told me everything I needed to know. But if you hadn't told them that, like, that's a big betrayal, guys. So I think I would tell them. I would break it to them as gently as possible, probably with a therapist present. But I would have to tell them.
Do you like lessen or soften the blow by telling them they're fully recovered and they're okay now, or?
Yeah, no, totally. You're like, look, this happened 5 years ago, way before your amnesia. So like, you were doing great. You are happy and you're living your best life. But this did happen And so when somebody inevitably mentions it, don't freak out.
I'm really torn on this one because I see what you're saying, Sparkles, and I can see how that makes a lot of your personality. But what if it really kind of obviously it fucked them up, but I think there's a lot of events people would rather just forget about or erase, like the whole Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Like, yeah, that relationship, I'd rather it not happen. I'm torn on this one. This is really tough. My guts to say, you know what? Let's give them the gift of forgetting. Let's let them move on the best they can. And I mean, if amnesia goes away, they're going to remember it anyway. There's not much I can do, and I don't expect them just to relive it. I don't know. But I think I like the idea of giving them the gift of forgetting, of erasing. And I think that would be good. All right, friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I'd like to thank my hosts who are here with me today, Mr. Count Chocolate. It was wonderful having you here.
Always a pleasure, and always remember the best things in life are completely covered in chocolate.
And Ms. Bunny, it was wonderful having you here as well.
It was good to be back.
Yay, I'm glad you're back. And Miss Sparkles, are you going to say sparkle up, bitches? Because that was one of my favorite catchphrases you used to have that I heard when I was going through everything. But you can say whatever you want.
I can tell you sparkle up, bitches.
Woohoo! And last but not least, Shirley, what you got?
The eyes are the nipples of the face.
I have heard that one. I remember that. Something about nipples. It catches my memory. All right, my friends, take care of yourselves. Deep breaths, deep drinks. Cheers! Woo! Yeah!
Cheers!
All right, my friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. Teacher Needs a Drink podcast comes out every Wednesday and is brought to you by Ludlam Dramatics. So if you're a theater teacher, no one in your building, go to Ludlam Dramatics. They have all the best stuff online, because it's a web store. It's not like a physical thing. Anyway, I'd like to thank my hosts who are with me today, Miss Shirley, Miss Sparkles, Miss Bunny O'Hare, and of course, Count Chocolate. We have our step bet, our second step bet starting up on April 26th. If you'd like to join us by downloading the Step Bet app and then use the code TEACHER2. That's all caps, the word teacher with the number 2. TEACHER2, and you can join our Step Bet. And it's a great motivator. We had 75 start with us for the last round. We've got about 30, I think, signed up so far. So join our Step Bet. It's a great way to stay in shape. It's healthy, and I don't make any money. Actually, I did make a little bit of money because I finished my Step Bet, but you'll learn all about that. So please sign up for our Step Bet. Other than that, make sure you're taking care of yourselves. We're getting to the end of the year. I see a lot of people who are giving up. I see a lot of people who have hope. Just do your best and please take care of yourselves. All right, my friends, I will see you in a week. Unless you're on the Patreon, then you'll hear from me sooner. All right. Bye, friends. Cheers.
See, he's a Gemini like me. We're 2 days apart.
I don't remember you being so into astrological signs before. Is this a new thing?
I got on TikTok.
I've
been on TikTok for a year now, and there's a lot. There's a lot of astrology. It's very interesting.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, my TikTok feed is a lot of food, stripper TikTok, astrology. It's very fun.
Good. All right, friends. I'm going to wrap this up. I'll talk with you later. Have a great night, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Wait, we're still recording.